to my morning report chart analysis videos with me, Richard Perry, market analyst at Hantec Markets on Wednesday the 18th of October. We've got a continued move higher on the dollar, and that has just sort of come in the last few days really, as this sort of uptrend has really sort of started to take hold in the last month or so. Breaking that former downtrend on the dollar index, and starting to make a new uptrend, and we're going to have to realistically start to think about this becoming potentially a head and shoulders base pattern. So that key resistance at 94.15, sort of less than a percent away from that now on the dollar. So that continues to pull higher, and that reason it continues to pull higher is, look at this, the 2-year yield is at levels or multi-year levels now, multi-year highs, and continues to push out. The 10-year sort of found a bit of support as well, and finding move higher, which is also supportive of the dollar. So that has helped to sort of strengthen the dollar pretty much across the majors, and that continues today with the euro, the sterling, and also the yen all weaker against the dollar today. That is also helping to pull gold lower, significantly back from the highs that it saw recently at 13.06. It hit 12.81 yesterday, and seems to be sort of regaining that downside momentum after a little bit of an initial bounce today. So it certainly looks like the pressure is growing on the downside. Now we've seen Wall Street markets continuing to drag higher. The S&P 500 again another closing all-time high. The Dow Jones at 23,000 yesterday, hitting that for the first time. And yeah, we continue to pull higher on these equity markets today. You've got the DAX, FTSE and CAC all up, and the DAX is up above 13,000 again. So yeah, we continue to grind out these gains on these equity markets. And yeah, that's an ongoing theme, it would appear. Now, focus is again on the on European data early doors today, which is the UK primarily, being the employment data, where you've got unemployment at expected to stay at 4.3%, but earnings growth will be the key. Now, we saw inflation yesterday growing to 3%. Earnings growth ex bonuses is expected to drop to 2%. So that's negative real wage growth still in the UK. So that is a real problem for the Bank of England. But that is the main focus for today. You've got a little bit of US housing data at 1:30. We've got the building permits and housing starts, and we've also got the weekly oil inventories for expected to see drawdowns across the crude and distillates. Little drawdown that was expected yesterday has now turned into basically flat on the gasoline stocks. So my chart today is sterling yen. Now this is an interesting one because we've actually seen the yen underperforming a little bit today, but sterling yen has been tracking lower and continues to fall away, forming this downtrend, and it's tracked lower below that 148.10 breakout level, that key breakout, long-term breakout level. Yesterday closing below that. It's in this downtrend, and I think that within this downtrend you've still got to continue to play little rallies as a chance to sell. You've got the sort of pressure of resistance coming in at lower levels. Old support becomes new resistance, tracking lower on the momentum indicators across the board. And I think this is pretty much suggesting that we're going to sell into strength. Now that downtrend today comes in at 48.70, and that is underneath, as I said, this pivot resistance around 49 big figure. So the momentum indicators on the hourly, again sort of reflective of the sort of corrective configuration. Hourly RSI failing around 60 to 65, MACD lines failing around neutral. So this little rally I'd be expecting to sort of peter out at some stage soon, and there's a little bit of a resistance you could argue around sort of minor pivot around 48.50 area, but yeah, anything between 48.50 and 49 area, I'd say using that as a chance to sell on this, because I think this is sort of tracking lower, likely to retest. I think the low is 47.25, 46.90. So with that in mind, I wish you good luck in your trading today, and I will speak to you later. Thank you.